We're coming to you from the On Deck Studios in beautiful Walnut Creek, California. I'm Baccari, and this handsome guy to my left is Bogie.
Every week, every Sunday probably, we'll be talking to you about beer, baseball, football, any kind of sports you want to talk about. We'll probably be having a couple drinks while we're doing it too.
Cheers.
So anyway, you want to start talking off about the Warriors, kind of a big week in basketball, the NBA draft, Stephen Curry coming in.
But before we get into our first topic, just like to give a little shout out to our first sponsor, Troy Cordy of the Golden State Warriors. For all your Golden State Warrior needs, contact Troy Cordy at 510-986-5408. That's Troy Cordy for all your Warriors ticketing needs. Now, Bogie, what do you think about Stephen Curry? Warriors first pick, 7th overall. Where do you see him fitting in? And what about these trade rumors associating him with Amar'e Stoudemire?
Well, first of all, if we keep him, which I think we will, he's probably going to play the point, I would assume. Maybe move Monte to, or maybe they'll share the point guard duties. I really don't know what Nelson's overall plan is, but personally, I'd like to see him at the point and Monte at the 2, because I don't think Monte is really a point guard. I think Curry would be much better at handling that right now.
Yeah, although I don't know, in college he wasn't really distributing the ball. He was the only show, and I don't know where he would fit in with that. I kind of like Monte bringing the ball down and Curry at the 2, Jackson back at the 3, and then you have Randolph at the 4 with Beatrice in the 5. I mean, I think that's a solid lineup. I still don't know if I can compete and contend with the up-and-coming teams of the West Coast. I mean, the Lakers more than likely are going to
they're always going to be
same.
Great. And the Blazers are only going to get better.
Yeah.
And who's the sleeper team to watch is the Thunder.
The Thunder, yeah. They have a lot of talent,
good.
a lot of athleticism on that team.
Good.
What do you think about this Stoudemire trade rumor? I mean, do you think that has any weight? Do you think the Warriors would give up so much?
I thought the trade demands were a little high to begin with. Beandrance, Wright, Bellinelli. I'll definitely give up Wright and Bellinelli. They haven't done a thing for us pretty much. I mean, when we traded for Wright, I was pretty happy because I saw him play at North Carolina. And his athleticism, everything got me pretty excited about him, but he really hasn't done anything. He's had trouble staying on the court. I mean, he missed like over half the year.
I don't know if you get the same feeling, but don't you think that he has that kind of deer in headlights look when he gets on the court? He definitely doesn't have that confidence.
Yeah.
Not the confidence that Randolph had towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And the same confidence that Monte Ellis has.
Yeah, well, when Randolph comes in, he's just like tearing up. I mean, me and you've been to a lot of games, thanks to our friend Troy here, our free ticket broker.
Yeah.
But I mean, Randolph would just throw down dunks, and he's in the middle grabbing rebounds, and Wright just kind of never seemed like ready to do that.
Agreed.
I don't know why.
Agreed.
But anyway, so I'd be happy giving up.
Stoudemire, like we've talked about previously, and for you viewers out there, I just feel like the ceiling, Stoudemire's hit the ceiling, and he's plagued with injuries. That might persist for the 1 year that we have him. We don't know if he's even going to be healthy.
Yeah, and if we only have him for 1 year, say you give up Beandrance, I mean, I assume the trade would be predicated on us signing him to a long-term contract. But again, the injuries, you can't predict that. And I think Beandrance's ceiling is higher, as you said.
I really don't feel like he's that far away. I mean, the growth that he showed between this past year and the previous year is remarkable. I mean, we saw a man who he developed post move, his athleticism. I mean, he just seemed more agile in the paint.
And he's a better rebounder than Amar'e, and we can't really afford to lose rebounding since we're not very good at it in the first place.
Exactly. Well, before we get to the next segment, just want you guys all out there to know we have a website. It's On Deck with Bogie and Baccari at blogspot.com. We also have an email address. We'd love to read your emails, get you guys on the show. This is all about you, the viewer, connecting with you. We can be reached at email at On Deck with Bogie and Baccari at gmail.com.
D&B, isn't it?
I don't even know. Yes, it is B&B.
We should really get our website down, but that'll be coming. This is just the first of many. So anyway, the next thing we should probably talk about is, the Red Hot Giants.
Yeah, wow, because they're a hotter team in baseball right now. I mean, the Brewers got a little lucky towards the beginning of this series, but the Giants, man, they're playing out of control. Shearholtz is finally hitting. Our boy went to high school with him out of the San Ramon Valley area. Giants are just hot.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm glad they're finally giving Nate some more playing time because he's been on fire. I mean, I saw a graphic today over his last like 5 games, he's hitting over 500, and that was coming into today, and he was 4 for 5 today with a homer.
Exactly. Well, we've talked about this. The Giants were looking for somebody to take over that third outfield position. Fred Lewis didn't do it. Torres really didn't do it. Nate really didn't do it. But for whatever reason, he got in there against the A's and he hasn't looked back. And hopefully this will continue. I mean, he's hot. The Giants are a streaky team. I hope this just isn't a streak.
Well, I think, they're built around pitching, which is something that they haven't been in years, and that's really what you need if you're going to win, a championship or get to the playoffs. I mean, when you can send guys like Lincecum and Kane out there 2 out of the 5 days, you're basically chalking up a W. 2 out of every 5 days you're out there.
Yeah.
And then you got Johnson and Zito, who are both pitching very well, and this new kid, Sandusky?
Yeah, Sandusky.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw him today. If you guys out there, he pitched his ass off. Just incredible job. Major league debut, facing a very good Brewers lineup. I'm talking a lot of good hitters.
Yeah,
so.
Braun, Fielder, Hart, not somebody I'd want to make my major league debut against, and he did very well.
But the Giants are definitely on the up and coming. They're in first place in the wild card, I believe. And another team that's chasing them in the wild card, the Colorado Rockies, made a visit to the Bay Area this weekend, facing the A's. Bogie, talk to us about that and where you see them going.
Well, for every yin, you gotta have a yang, and I guess the A's are the yang right now because they dropped 3 in a row to Colorado, coming off a bad series against the Giants, which I unfortunately witnessed 2 of those games firsthand. But, it's started out as a year we could contend, but I think we all really knew this was still going to be a rebuilding year. Young pitching. I mean, one guy, Matt Holliday, can't fix it all. And I think pretty soon we're going to be getting rid of him because I think we're at our end.
Yeah.
I think the Angels and Rangers are starting to run away.
Well, and usually whoever the AL wild card is going to go to a National League East team. That division is too stacked. So
way too good.
At this point, the A's might want to look to the future, and they need help at first and third on the corners, and
at shortstop.
and at short, and in the outfield.
Yeah, we could use some power in the outfield since we're going to be getting rid of Holiday.
Exactly. But I mean, there'll be more to come. We're going to have future posts on our website. Again, that's On Deck with Bogie and Anthony at blogspot.com. Also, email us, guys, at ondeckwithbnb@gmail.com.
We'll see you next Sunday, and have a good week.